Folks, fans, the Super Bowl is about to start in 1 minute.
Oh, yeah.
And we just started the podcast because we plan on recording while the podcast is going on because we don't support the Super Bowl or the NFL. And this has been a really difficult week for me.
Solidarity for Kaepernick, you know.
Yeah, solidarity for black folks, man.
In
like,
general,
yeah. Like it's. I did not watch NFL at all last season. Then this season, the Rams were doing good, and I started watching a little bit of football. I know, you're just disappointed in me. You'll always be disappointed in me. There's always something I'm fucking up at.
Well, I mean, you're aware at least. You know, you're trying to make strides. I feel. You know,
I got something to say. I probably already addressed this, but you motherfuckers who be sitting there, you can't just stop watching it. You didn't watch it your whole life. Most of y'all did not, so it's not a difficult thing for you to do. Mm. Like, if I told you to stop watching the goddamn Love and Hip Hop and shit, you'd trip out. Like, oh, man, why I got to do that? But this is something I've been doing. I've been watching the NFL my whole entire life, not just the games.
It's more than just an event to watch. It's an experience, I'm sure.
I played football, from playing in the streets, playing in high school and college. So, you know, it's tough. So, I mean, even these guys playing right now, I've been watching some of these guys since they were kids playing in the NFL. I mean, playing in high school and Pop Warner. And, you know, I wanted to see them, but it's bigger than that. And that's what we're hoping some of these entertainers and other folks will get, that it's bigger than your entertainment. It's bigger than than you promoting your music. Mm-hmm. But, you know, to each their own. I can't force somebody's hand.
You can't help but feel a little disappointed when you have some of the black icons supporting or performing in the Super Bowl. Even some some legends or someone that's heavily influencing the masses right now, you know, in young black culture and everything, you know, everybody's
So if you didn't know who he's talking about Gladys Knight as a legend, and also Big Boy from the group Outkast, who was definitely legendary, probably the greatest hip hop group of all time.
Mm-hmm. It's been rumored that Andre 3000 may join them. I don't know, man. We'll know by the time this airs.
I don't want to believe that at all.
I can't believe that. I can't.
But also, and the up and coming, the one who has the popularity right now, Travis Scott.
Yeah.
And Travis Scott, this motherfucker wanted to come out and say that he didn't say he got a blessing from Kaepernick to do it, but he did say that he claimed to have had a conversation with Kaepernick about the performance, and there was a mutual understanding and respect after that conversation.
At least that's what he was like insinuating, as if like
he said that.
I know.
Well, his people
said that, and that's bullshit.
And so Colin Kaepernick's girlfriend, who speaks a lot more than he does, he's pretty much like all work, no talk. You know, he does some stuff, but he doesn't really talk too much. Doesn't give interviews. But Nessa, his girlfriend, will definitely speak, and she did on Twitter. She said, "There is no mutual respect, and there is no understanding for anyone working against Kaepernick. Period. # stop lying." And Ebro from High 97 said Cap did not approve this bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. Cap retweeted both of those tweets. So
did he?
Yes, he did. So that's basically how he feels about the situation when it comes to Travis Scott. But Travis Scott, y'all need to do some research on Travis Scott. He's also said some things before about Michael Brown's killing. That was on, I believe, High 97. I think I brought that up last time we talked. So, yeah, I hope you did your research on that. And also Maroon 5's in it, but they not black, so we don't care.
To be expected. Like, but, I mean, and then Gladys Knight is, she wanted, I've seen some of the interviews.
The civil rights activist Gladys Knight.
All right, I've seen some interviews out there where she's talking about, I've been there, I've been an activist.
She was frontliner. We don't know this.
I haven't seen I don't know, but all I know is that this is an opportunity for her to again stand up if that's the case. And she had very empty morals of why she's saying she was doing it. She didn't have any real reasons.
Oh, no. I'll tell you exactly. She said she believes she's bringing people together. She wants to give the anthem its voice. She wants to stand for the historic choice of the words of the anthem. What are you talking about? What the
I don't know.
This is why I don't believe that she was on no front line, no civil rights activist, because you can't read. Like, if you was that into it, then you would have read and you would have known that this anthem ain't about no unity, ain't about no solidarity, ain't about, it definitely ain't about us because we were slaves.
Exactly.
And if you read the whole anthem, you see, yeah, it was about us, but it was about killing and enslaving us.
Exactly. Like
those are the words. Like, what are you talking about?
Talking about?
And so I don't give you no pass because you owe, because Angela Davis is a supporter of Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm. And I also
that was a frontliner.
That was
I'm sorry.
No, I just also hate when people want to call themselves part of movements, and then they really was just present when things were happening. Like,
it wasn't hard to be part of the movement back then. I'm just saying, not saying that it wasn't. I don't mean that they didn't put in the work, and it wasn't.
I have no idea.
And it wasn't like they weren't gonna get their asses whipped, or it wasn't stressful on them. I'm just saying, to show up to a party, because it's like people were really fighting for the power like all the time. So you just go to a march. Yeah, it was kind of like the thing to do. Yeah. I mean, you could really just pull up because you was dating somebody.
Real easy.
Like, it's not like it wasn't a real effort, because like it was the cool thing. Like, I talked to you earlier about like being a Black Panther. Some of them took it very serious, and some of them were like, "Yo, this shit cool. You wearing leather jackets and shit." Or females is on you. What?
I know it would have been a win-win situation for me. I was like, all these slick little black outfits. and the fire.
The funny thing is, Huey P. Newton knew that. Huey P. Newton
had an allure.
Yeah, he said that. He said he said, "Oh, when I walk through the hood, leather jacket, big gun. Yeah. My hat and my afro's fire. You know what I'm saying? We all working out. Yeah. This is gonna turn some heads. And I'm like, what's that?
That's that. Yeah.
So I don't know what you were exactly on, Gladys.
I don't know. I want to give props to some of the artists who did turn it down during the Super Bowl. Rihanna, of course, that makes sense. Cardi B, that's beautiful. Who else we know? Oh, Pink. Pink did as well. Yeah.
And also, let's talk about some people who are standing with him. Like I said, Angela Davis, she's riding with him. Ebro, riding with him. Yeah. Man, there's a bunch. I was supposed to write them down. So now I got to sit here and look and shit.
I want to also talk about, there were, even more recent artists that did do the Super Bowl. Beyonce, we have the beautiful, the historic performance with Whitney Houston in the 90s. It's just, I know some of the questions that's been coming up is like, well, we had all these people that have been involved in doing the Super Bowl before. Like, what's the difference and things like that. But I think the difference is a more social awareness that we're at right now. And then, we have Kaepernick presently standing up right now. Yeah. So it just seems like this would be the best time, if any, to really actually make a move and going towards, standing up for yourself and your rights and, being a human being and, not being hunted,
Before Beyonce and all those other people performed, there was no blatant, like, direct blackballing of a black player for standing up for black rights. Like, since he decided to make a protest for black folks, for young black men getting murdered by the police, that was what it was about. He wanted to bring attention to that. Since he's done that, that's why we are now. Then he got blackballed. He played pretty well that season. Then he couldn't find a job, while all these other people who are not as good as him did find jobs. He's been blackballed. He's been disrespected. Other people who have been on his side have been disrespected. And so now you see this league doesn't give two shits about your people. Like, they don't care about your black ass. They don't care about you protesting for rights. They're not supporting you. You're not their priority, even though you are the majority of the fucking NFL. You run this league. And then I want to talk about like why I was gonna watch the game. I mean, I'm from LA, the Rams. I was like, oh, we in this thing. I'm watching the game. I'm going to hang out with the homies.
I mean, it's crazy the Rams that made it. Like, as soon as they want to.
Not like I was not about to be doing this podcast right now. I was about to be with the homies, eating some goddamn wings and drinking a fucking beer. Yeah. And talking my shit. But first,
What fork in the road did you meet? Like,
all right, the first thing that happened, I believe it was last week. I'm not sure. I don't think it was this week, but I saw a post from this guy that I follow. His name is Milo. He's a psychologist. His Instagram is PH Dotson. He has a PhD. Cool dude, man. He made a post about supporting Kaepernick and the protest, and I'm going to read it right now. He said, I love LA. I love the game of football. I love spending time with my family watching sports. As excited as I am that one of my hometown teams made it to the Super Bowl, I won't be watching. Because here's the thing, y'all. I love the people and justice too much to support an event produced by an oppressive organization that has unjustly blackballed my brother Kaepernick. I support my friends and classmates who are professional football players, and I continue to make the choice to not support the NFL. To be clear, ain't nobody naive here. I am not disillusioned to think that this picture or this caption that goes with it will stop the league from making millions on millions. But if we don't make a stand on the individual level, systems won't pay attention, nor will we bring about change. So here I am as an individual, proudly and unapologetically taking a knee against police brutality and oppression. I do not stand for injustice, so I kneel with Brother Cap. No cap, no NFL. So I read that, and I was very pissed that I read it. I was like, fuck, why didn't I keep scrolling, man? I didn't have to see that shit.
Yeah.
But if I kept watching after reading that, when he pretty much expressed exactly how I feel, like we're basically the same person here. If I kept watching, morally, I couldn't like respect myself because I know it's wrong. I know I shouldn't support something like this. And I talk too much shit to keep supporting. Fuck what I grew up on. Fuck my love of the fucking game. It is what it is. Fuck. Okay. I'm kind of pissed. Yeah. And then I was, to be honest, I was still a little on the fence. I was like, okay, I'm struggling. I'm not going to watch it. But then I was like, no, I'm just going to watch it by myself. In my head, I was saying it. I was like, nobody's going to know that I watched it. I'm just not going to watch it with the homies. And then this came out. Sources, NFL used polling firm to get public opinion on Colin Kaepernick. So this is going to help out Kaepernick's collusion case because they really went further with trying to find out what the people were saying. So Kaepernick was the only player singled out in this research. So the NFL, they hired a group, the Glover Park Group, a consulting firm, and they did this poll. Now, the sources declined to share specific numbers, but said the poll revealed a deep racial, political, and generational division when it came to player protests. Specifically, divisions in which a majority of white NFL fans supported disciplining players for not standing for the national anthem versus a majority of the NFL's African-American and Latino fans who didn't. The sources also said a majority of Republican NFL fans supported the disciplining of players versus a majority of Democratic fans. So because of that poll, they were able to say stuff like many of our fans, we believe that everyone should stand for the national anthem.
Because they excluded the fans that wouldn't.
So because most of their fans, like if
Exactly.
you're polling like that, like most of your fans are, population, like white. So you took what they felt and you rolled with it, and that became your narrative. And that's probably what you pushed to other owners and front league offices.
Fake information.
And that's probably why, and that probably furthered why he doesn't have a fucking job. So reading that, I was like, yo.
He putting his case together.
I can't do it.
And the previous thing that you said you read that kind of changed your opinion on it too, something that he was speaking to is how we all think our little micro things don't make a big difference. And, this has been going on for what, 2 seasons at least? 3?
Yeah, 2 seasons.
2 seasons.
Well, he was protesting the last season he played, and then he didn't play last year, and he didn't play this year.
Yeah.
I mean, he's never going to play in the league again.
Yeah, he's never. But I'm just, I'm just elated that it's still such a hot topic and it's not blowing over, and it's having a chance to grow, to reach more and more people like it reached you and reached, other ones. That's beginning to make a change of what they're going to really do about this and what they're going to really view and what their value systems are really,
Yeah. It's, man, it's dope to see so many people support, but it's also disappointing to see the type, like you get surprised when you see who's not supporting. Mm-hmm. And it has nothing, like I saw one analyst talking about, they're saying people are sellouts if they don't support you, either with us or against us. Well, I'm not with you on this one then because I don't like when people try to push that on me. It's not about that.
It's not
man.
About that, obviously.
Like, you're supporting a league that is telling you they don't fuck with you. I mean, I know it's your, like the dude saying that it's his job, like, but then don't speak on it then. Like, we don't need you to push that kind of ideology on these kids, like that protesting and standing up is wrong, basically.
I just watched this Dateline last night about how now there's been a record decline of enrollment within football and Little League, regular league, and how like in schools they're changing it to now just flag football because there's so much more knowledge about the concussions and head injuries. And so now the people that's more informed about that information are upper class white people or up just
so the league is going to get blacker.
Exactly, and that's what's happening, and because they're not letting their kids play anymore. And so now with the black people, they're the ones that's usually the least educated, don't know about the long occurring illnesses and you have from
some of them know and don't care,
and then they don't care because it's they only took it out.
Yeah,
and exactly. They push that still, and it's like a gamble. And now, I mean, things are changing because these recruiters are getting more and more aggressive because of it as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, recruiters been aggressive. Mm-hmm. They just starting earlier.
They're starting earlier.
Yeah, they're getting these kids. They talking to these kids from junior high. And also, man, I was disappointed seeing Akon's bitch ass. Akon was talking about this ain't the time or place to be doing it. Talking about the Super Bowl. He's like, I mean, why would you turn down the Super Bowl? Like, that kind of performance. Like,
that's surprising.
Like, get out of here, bro. Like, and look, I'm not going to, I don't know if it's because he's not African American. Mm-hmm. Maybe, maybe that is it. Maybe he don't feel it the same. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But maybe he just don't get it because it ain't his fight here. It don't make as much sense.
Feel like it ain't his fight. Baby.
I don't know, but that's crazy. So Cap's attorney said this was good. He said, so for all those people performing, they're saying to themselves, I care more about my career than whether what I'm doing is right. And I agree. Like, do your thing, man. Have fun with it.
It's like either being a Republican or Democrat.
Guess what? We'll never. The fucked up thing is, we'll never forget this. Like never. You
this
decided
is going to
history.
Do this.
These people who are gonna enjoy your performance are going to forget it. You're not gonna have no like amazing performances that's gonna stand out for the rest of their lives. It ain't gonna be Beyonce, man. It ain't happening. Mm-hmm. So you did this for nothing. For us to actually just sit there and be like, you old weak ass bitch. Like that's
to ruin your legacy.
Yeah, I mean, Gladys Knight, I'm never gonna look at her the same.
I know, and you loved Gladys Knight. I know you did.
I think she's one of the most amazing singers of all time. Mm-hmm, yeah. And now, Auntie Gladys, you ain't my auntie no more.
She's on the removed side.
We're not fucking with you.
Second married.
Man. Yeah. Oh, and disappointing news, man. Like it really sucked. This is really sad. I can't believe. Like I almost said I can't believe it. I definitely can't believe it.
Yeah, I can't believe it. But Jussie Smollett is, we're going to talk about his attack, hate crime. He just had this performance. Was it last night maybe? Or the night before? It was last night.
Now he been talking about he gay Tupac. I know. I know it was a joke, so I'm not going to go in on him because you know how I feel about Pac. But we just gonna let it be the joke and
But I was gonna talk more about him being, still to stand up and being present and still because everybody was still wondering was he gonna cancel that performance. But I think he definitely wanted to show his resilience and
I'm glad they said there was some video found of the attackers because then the next thing was people were like doubting that the story was real.
I know, for real.
Yeah.
And just, making it about hookups and all that shit. And I'm like, none of that matters.
Saying he got beat up by his boy. I saw somebody say he got beat up by his boyfriend. Like, I'm like,
the stories were getting wild.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, I understand we don't want to, we always doubting, the truth at times or people's stories. I get it. Because people be lying. People be lying. I get it.
Take anything at face value. I get that. Yeah, I do.
But fuck, y'all didn't have no information on that. So why even go that route? Like, I don't understand. It's really disheartening that it happened. And y'all better start. Y'all gotta stop playing with this shit, man. This shit is real out here. Carry some fucking pepper spray or something. I'm dead serious. Like, look, if you can't squab, and sometimes you ain't even gonna be able to squab. They might hit you with a fucking bat or something. You can't. But at least, no, straight up. Like sometimes you ain't gonna have no option. You might get fucked up like that. But be aware.
Be aware.
Be prepared, because I'm always watching my back.
That's the thing. People get so comfortable with like just not taking in their surroundings. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like,
be sober. That's what you need to do, especially when you're out
and around the right people. I mean, all that shit matters.
At least be sober by yourself. I mean, don't be drunk by yourself and shit. Like have a drinking buddy. What is going on?
It feels really different to think that people can literally be hunting you for just being fucking gay.
Yeah,
that's scary. You know?
Yeah, that's. I mean,
like that's like you
but
don't
it
have
wasn't
to
just
do
gay.
anything.
It was a double.
I mean, it was a double minority attack. Like wow,
shit.
they got
all right. And this is one thing I did want to bring up for sure, because I saw like a write up about it saying that the silence of straight men is basically is disgusting on the Jussie Smollett incident. And how straight? When I saw it, I was like, how you know straight men are silent? Because I hear straight men talking about it all the time. Mm-hmm. Like what did you want? Which straight men did you want to speak up? Like, was it your cousin that didn't say nothing to you when you talked to? Like, I don't understand like that. Like, why are we trying to divide right now? Mm-hmm. Like, why have that? Why do that?
I haven't heard that one. I guess my initial reaction to that is,
straight black man.
Right.
What are they saying though? That's the question. What are they saying? It's not how many of them are saying it, who's specifically saying it. It's what they're saying. How are they responding to the incident? What are their sentiments?
The same way we're responding right now?
Yeah.
Like, nobody's saying, oh, should have beat his little faggot ass up. That's not how no, those were not the conversations. Oh, man, he should have, what was he doing? Why was he there? No, this is the same conversation we're saying now. Like, what the fuck? Like, I haven't heard anybody say anything other than that.
I think that's just you. I think that's just...
Then that's cool. Then that's just them. But we can't put it out there and say straight black men not speaking, not saying anything, or just like...
Not at all.
Like, nah, that's not cool. Like,
it would be men in general.
Huh?
It would be men in general, but not just black men.
But nobody else matter, though. Other people that ain't black don't matter to this conversation. They just don't. But we can't say that when you don't know, like who are you talking to? Why would you even make that statement a few days after? Why would you make this story? You just waiting to just shit on some straight black men?
It's a bitter statement, granted.
Yo, so right before the podcast started, we got some news that 21 Savage is an illegal alien.
Yeah, it was so random. We were like, they got the wrong name. Like what? But
ICE arrest rapper 21 Savage, says he's illegally present in the United States.
Did that throw anybody else like off like right away? Like, didn't he claim somewhere else, or did we just assume he was somewhere else?
He moved to Atlanta at the age of, I believe. Wait, how old is he right now? I don't know, but probably like around 12 or something. And it said, all I know is that he moved to Atlanta in like 2005. All I know is that he moved to Atlanta around 2005. And now we find out that he was from the UK. Mm-hmm. So, okay.
The more you know.
I would love to hear a 21 Savage album in his English accent. A whole album. See what's cracking with that. So, anyway, there's not much information on it. Ain't much to say, but surprised. That was wasn't expecting that. And also, his name. I had to look him up, so I found out his real name. Shia Bin. I need to hear. Man, look, y'all motherfuckers, when we start looking up these people's names, I'll be like, yo, what the fuck? What is that? Maybe it's a religious name or something. I don't know. Anyway, moving on, y'all. We got a guest.
Yeah, we do. I'm sorry. We have Marcus here.
Hi, everybody. What's up? How you doing?
So to introduce Marcus, he's a friend I've known for about 3 years now. It's just crazy because the time just flies by. But, you know, I think I spoke before how I said it's really hard for me to have gay friends. I don't really like gay people. It's hard for me to just, I'm sorry. It's hard. Like, I keep trying, but it just never work out. But
I don't really like you.
I know. But, yeah, Marcus been around for 3 years now. And the reason why I want, you know, really genuine gay friendships or friendships with gay people is that, you know, that's a big part of me, you know, and I should have someone or some people to kind of reflect upon and see, you know, tell me about myself, you know, things that I can learn, the ways we can learn from each other. So yeah, that's what Marcus been for me, I guess.
And there was a preview of Marcus on the last podcast, so I know y'all were excited to hear more.
Oh, God.
Oh, right. We got into a bit of Marcus' dating life. Yeah. But around the time, first of all, I wanted to have Marcus on the show because it kind of, I like being able to compare like our experiences, you know, my version of being gay versus like Marcus. You want to elaborate on that?
I mean, just essentially, I don't know. I've always been feminine, so I guess when you speak to like dating or like talking to guys specifically, like I don't know. I can play both sides of the fence. I think like, you know, I'm not always wearing face, so I don't know. People like the whole skinny, athletic looking black boy type of thing, like so it works for me.
Why you gotta look so perverted when you talk about it?
Because it arouses me when I talk about it, so I have to like, you know.
I do have a question though for you, D, because this is your friend and you don't have many gay friends, and he does, you know.
I'm multiple gay friends in one, so.
And so, but one of those multiples you're not a true fan of or haven't been over the years, like.
Oh yeah, like I guess he's talking about like Marcus said he's more of he can code switch and be more, you know, like more of the film type, and I know for me,
you've never been a fan of flamboyant
gays. Not saying not a fan, but
you don't like walking next to him.
Wow. Ow.
You'll bet. Next to him.
I've heard this before.
Okay,
well,
so
you feel a little. I don't know about now, but you definitely at one time were feeling a little like you didn't like the eyes.
Yeah,
you wanted to kind of like get in and out without all the attention.
It's the femme eyes when you walk in and you're like in a mall or something, and then you look a gay in the eyes and they just look real sharp. Like, you know, they just look at you like they don't really prefer you to look at them.
No, that's not what he's. That's not the eyes we're talking about. We're talking about regular, this random eyes. Just like what are they?
No,
look at the gay guy. You don't like the fact that I'm gonna explain it. Like he didn't like that people knew that he was probably gay.
Right.
He wanted to be like, he wants you to know him as D first, and then, hey, I'm gay. And
I think that is the way I prefer it, and I know that that's something that I've always struggled with from the very beginning. That's why I was in the closet.
Especially like, with that walk.
That's why I was always. That's why I was in the closet.
He got a good walk, y'all.
Anywho, each year that passes, I know I get more comfortable with myself and more comfortable with my gayness and just being, you know, more of who I am, which, you know, that really makes me excited to understand who I'm going to end up being, you know, to that state where you just don't really give a fuck like at all, you know, but, you know, everybody give a fuck a little bit when you know, 30. But anyways, I feel like the social experiments was going into public with Marcus sometimes, because to me, it'd be testing my resilience to that, like to that fear or to that anxiety of like, okay, I'm going out with my gay friend who looks gay, so I know they're going to know right away that I'm gay by association. Or, you know, sometimes people do know I'm gay right away, but still just like that level of it, or like that is just like completely comfortable with who the fuck you are. And it's like, I knew that is ultimately the mindset of what this is and where I want to be. Like, let me, like, this dude is living in himself, and, you know, like, he's so much younger than me, But like,
I'm 12. So we're clear.
But to see that type of courage and that much completeness about himself at such a young age, it just gave me something to aspire to. So it was just like, yeah, it's like walk with him with my head held high, and and like what he would do, like sometimes his face would be beat, like it is a little bit now, or maybe I shouldn't, because maybe it should, know. But yeah, it's a little beat now. But sometimes he'll wear like really like sometimes like a bit of like film clothes, or he'll dress a little bit more.
Like my fashion has definitely changed over the years. I think I remember like out of high school, where's really my confidence? I don't know. I was really confident all throughout school, more so for middle school. But like my style was definitely like, I'm talking crop tops, off the shoulder, hit them with a little high waist jean with a little bit, give them a little leg. You know what I'm saying? Like roll up the jeans. So like it's definitely like shifted over time. Whereas now like I like the idea of crop tops, but like I won't go for them. But like, I just keep it pretty simple. I don't know. Keep it more in my face.
So
Stylist maturing.
Can we let's talk about maturing? Let's talk about your background. Let's talk about growing up. Like, where you from?
I am from Culver City, California, essentially. West Los Angeles is where I've grown up. I grew up with my aunt. She basically raised me up. She's a wonderful woman. Her name is Michelle. And she's she taught me everything I know, how to respect myself and make the right choices and budget my money, even though I know fuck all about that now. That's by choice. But I think just I was always curious. I was always explorative. I always wanted to dig up in some shit. I always wanted to do something, like be in other people's business. I was really nosy. So I think, I don't know, seeing men in public together was just kind of like, and on TV a lot. I definitely think that like I set myself up to see men on TV a lot, and that's what just really like kind of confirmed it for me, I guess. But I'd always known that I was gay personally since I was really, really, really young, in that respect. But
at what point were you open with it?
Open with it?
Or was it, what age? Like maybe
I came out when I was 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were there?
That's why I say I'm 12, because that was like my best time.
Before that though, were there already like assumptions that you were?
Absolutely. I have my cousin Toya. She would tell me all the time. She was like, I knew when you came out your mama coochie, you was gay. She was like, I looked at you and I was just like, oh yeah, he gonna be gay. I don't know if it was because like I was a pretty baby. I looked like a cherub and the bitch was jealous. But like, like I probably was giving all kinds of, little chocolate baby, and she was just, I don't know. Maybe she felt something.
What about at school?
At school, I feel like people definitely I feel like male staff definitely would like kind of pick and poke, you know what I mean? But I would flirt back because, I'm going to make you uncomfortable. And I knew what I was doing. But some of them bit back. Listen, so hey, that's another topic for another day. So
no, it ain't. It's a topic for the day too.
Oh, well, welcome back. So,
all topics.
If you're just tuning in, you missed it. No, oh God, where was I? But
School.
yeah.
School.
Talking about a little bit about Marcus' dating life, because
hold on, no, we gotta stay on this background. We gotta see the. We gotta see it
unravel.
Yeah. We gotta see this grow.
Okay.
So we're talking about high school. We're talking, and you not high school. We're talking about school. At school, there were probably some assumptions. And
yeah.
So even though you came out, you were for sure at 12, but how was it dealing with that throughout school? Was it? You're a little younger, so I kind of want to know what that was like in school. How did they treat you? Because I feel like it was better than in my day.
Absolutely. It was a breeze, quite frankly. I was popular. I had friends in every circle. I had boyfriends. I had gifts. I had teachers that preferred me. Principals was just like, you cutting up, like, get it together, get out my office. Look, it was real chill.
This is beautiful.
It's great, isn't it?
No, straight up. Like, if you grew up in my area, it would have been different.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been rough. Like, I feel like a lot of those kids, like, I'm for sure, most gay dudes, most black gay men waited until after high school to come out.
Well, I mean, I had some bad experiences. I get that though, and I get why, because in those times, it was a lot different. There was this big stigma just around homosexuality, and it just being like, "Yo, booty hole, bro, yo, booty hole." So
like everything was gay.
Everything
was gay.
Everything had something to do with something gay. Like it was just sick. But I don't know. I mean, I've had my poor experiences in school, I think, but for the most part, I always put myself out there as just a really optimistic, friendly person who just wanted to, make friends. I mean, I remember all the way back from, if I can take y'all way back to I was in preschool at a place called Advanced Learning Center. And I remember my first day of school. It was in Lamert Park.
That sounds familiar.
It was in Lamert Park, real ghetto in the cut. And I remember getting dropped off over there. I remember getting my ass whooped there too. They closed down now, those bitches. But I remember my first day, my mom was just like, say, hi, my name is Marcus, and make friends, be nice to people. So I kind of took that throughout school. And it didn't serve me well in the beginning, but definitely as I got older and became into who I was, it was,
All right. So at 12, you come out.
Yeah.
How accepting was the family?
Well, I told my mom, it was just me and her, actually. I actually got into a fight the day that I came out to my mom. I got into a fight at school with a boy that was new, and he was gay, and his eyebrows were terrible.
And you told him?
Well, she came and picked me up because I whooped his ass.
But why did y'all fight? Just random?
No, he disrespected a very, 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 very precious teacher to me. Her name was Miss Crystal, and she was pregnant by 6 months. And he threatened to kill her baby. And he was a new boy. Yeah, this was that kind of school. It was a level 14 type of school. So you essentially had to prove that you were capable of functioning in public school before you could leave because you had anger or
where's this school?
Mania in Culver City, where everything is.
Okay, stop
what don't you know? Culver in the epicenter of life.
Oh wait, I think I know what school you're talking about.
It's on Motor, yeah, but
all right.
yeah, but so no, just she came and picked me up, and I remember we were going down the dip on Sawyer, coming home, and I was just like, Mom, I like boys. No, but I said, Mom, I like dudes. I was like, Mama, I was trying to think, how can I say this to her? am I gonna be like, Mama, I like dudes, I like boys, I like men, because I do like men. But and I'm, I'm just like, yeah, I'm like, I like dudes, and she was just like, I know. And that was that. That was literally, and I was just like, cool. That was that.
So it was probably a good thing that the rest of the family assumed already.
And it already just flowed into place,
Yeah.
essentially.
Okay.
I didn't really ever have to come out to anybody else. It just then became questions about dudes that I would maybe bring around, people would see me with, or, it was never really poking any fun from the family specifically, but, I poke fun of myself for the most part. It's cool.
Right. I love this new age story. I love this new age story, though, because, and that's why I want to get somebody older. We're talking about 40s, 50s, maybe easily. 60s, so we could see that difference, the contrast and growing up. But this is, this is nice to hear. The kids are different these days, more accepting, and society is different in that aspect.
I mean, I'd want to say I was a little different in that aspect. For a lot of my life, for a lot of my life, I've thought of myself as a very rare kind of case. I think I had it pretty easy.
But I taught, right? I taught a few years ago, and I noticed that too. That's why I asked, because I noticed that the gay kids were not being treated fucked up. Occasionally, this is what would happen. They had friends, everybody fucked with them, they were cool with everybody. And then if something happened, then the fag word would get thrown around. Mm-hmm. That's the only time you'll hear somebody being disrespectful. Other times it's just oh man, Kareem, he cool. He just gay, whatever. They didn't care no more.
I remember when I moved from Chicago to LA, though, and that was 6 years now, the thing that stuck out the most was how the youth, the blacks, particularly the black youth, how me being gay was just a non-factor. And I had never felt that as much as I did when I moved here in LA. And when I moved here, I was working at the Nike in Beverly Hills, and a lot of the employees there were, 20, 21, 22 at the time. And it was it was more of where DeOtis at? And it's just what? Oh, and that was, that feeling was kind of overwhelming, I never know that.
It's a good feeling. That community is just kind of like that, you can relate to somebody and see and check for somebody, you know what I mean? And look somebody in the eye and share your experiences and just, not feel like it's just you in a setting. Cause that kind of sucks. It usually sucks.
Cause you didn't have that. You weren't as comfortable in school. I mean, you weren't out yet, but you weren't.
I was the most uncomfortable because I wasn't out, and
yeah.
like because I was, trying to be as straight as I can be in the Navy.
Had to watch every step, the way you sat, the way you picked up,
the way you talked, the way I walked,
the way you wipe your hands off.
Yeah,
it was
none
side.
of that.
None of the floppy hands.
It was all dusty sides, like yeah, and yeah, and I definitely remember.
I wish I could. Well, y'all can't see this, but me and D always laugh about like the way I would wipe my hands off versus the way he would sprinkle dust off his hands, and I'll just be wiping shit all over my clothes.
I'm trying to wipe with no trace. Like, it never happened.
He looked like he's sprinkling fairy dust all over the place.
That's my signature. Now, Marcus, when I first met you, you were, I believe you're taking like hormones to kind of soften your features or like.
When you first met me, I was 20.
Yeah, you were.
Let's start there.
Okay.
I was real young.
You were. Yeah. You were. Yeah, you were.
So, are you trying to say that because you're saying like you were a little immature, and this is why you were,
Well, yeah, I feel like that's a very important detail for me.
We're gonna let you explain all that.
Yeah, if you get why I said it like that, you understand what I'm saying. Cause I was 20, and it started when I was 19, and I thought that it was the thing to do. Because I was a broke bitch who could not afford the cosmetic surgeries that I wanted. So I thought that it would be ideal to feminize through chemical means. And I got what I wanted. I mean, physically, I mean, aesthetically, but I mean, when it came to my mental, I mean, it was quite the journey. So, I mean, where do you want me to start? Like,
start at that, please. I want to hear, like, when did you start experiencing those changes? You said physically. How long did it take for the changes to occur physically?
A month, literally, almost like a month.
And what were some of those changes?
By the 30th day, by the 30th day, my nipples had probably tripled in size. So in that entire time, there was just burning and it was just ripping sensations in my chest. Like I would get this weird pulsating feeling in my perineum. Do you know what a perineum is?
I'm so
it's
glad.
your gooch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's
crazy.
the gooch. It's the gooch. So yeah, and just weird little things like that. I began to crave food like a pregnant woman. Weird combinations of things. My hormones were up and down. I started on pills, so it was really like gradual, but just still effective. And then I did that for about a year. And then
you were committed.
I was committed. I was definitely committed. And I was moving into a new place. I was actually staying at, oh, wow. Yeah, that's an interesting bit too. I was taking these hormones and I was renting a room at a sober living home off Vermont and 88th. And there was a bunch of like ex-cons that lived there and they were all like over 40 grown ass black men that like played dominoes and like, but they were really sweet to me. Like, they were really nice. They just wanted me to clean up after myself. But it was just really interesting, like, because they would kind of ask me questions and stuff, but they were always just really kind to me. Like,
that's what's up.
Yeah, so that was an interesting bit, too. But then...
Question. All right.
Yeah.
So what about your friends? The friends that you were, huh?
I didn't have any friends.
Oh, so, because that's what I want to know. Like, was anybody in your circle, like, doing what you were doing? Like
no,
that was just your own thing that you wanted to do on your.
Yeah. I didn't have any. I didn't have any trans friends. I wasn't going to any support groups. I wasn't looking at any flyers, doing any of that. It was literally me, my occasional best friend William, who I'd had a tight relationship with from all the way from elementary through high school, which kind of waned after high school, and that was it. I was a loner. I got that apartment out in the valley. Met this fool DeOtis, and I mean it was really just me and DeOtis. Once I met DeOtis, it was just like, okay, this is my friend. Like,
why was it? Why do you? Because you were so popular in high school and you're high and everybody loved you. Why did that happen? Why do you think that happened?
My confidence shifted significantly after I graduated. I wasn't the same person. At one point, it was like I started to not want to wear the clothing that, like I tell you, I used to be, primped and tight and right and ready to go. I used to not want to whip those clothes out anymore. I used to not want to put on face. And that just kind of gradually began to happen more and more. And then I just began to feel like I was like losing who I was. And then I guess also with the hormones, I felt like that would bring me back. a little bit because I always did identify.
Do you know why it got
male.
to that place before the hormones?
Well, because I declared femininity. I just declared, just this kind of total femininity.
But I'm saying like you said, after high school, you were like, you weren't feeling comfortable. You didn't want to wear the clothes. You didn't want to, do the face and all that stuff. Like things have changed. Why did they change? Or why do you think they changed?
I think because I graduated high school. And so I struggled a lot with, I guess, my image, going back to like how now I can kind of play, like DeOtis said, code switch, if you will. Like, I think I was kind of struggling really with that after high school. Just feeling like now that I'm not obligated to do some shit every day, I can go out, I can fuck, I can chill, I can smoke, I can go buy my shit and hang out and get cars and do whatever, that like, like I still want to be able to be appealing to men that are on the outs, men that are in the world, that are in the city when I'm out and about, when I'm trying to meet people. Like how do I navigate that? Because I was popular in school, meaning also with the boys. Like them little thug niggas liked me. The fuck, like I was cute. I was like I was really fucking cute. Like so it's just like now, okay. I might not be in that setting anymore. I'm just, I'm just trying to see how can I maximize my experience. Basically, yeah, I'm pushing and I'm pulling myself. And so, I would grow my little mustache out. I would go to the Ross and give me some basketball shorts. I hate showing my legs. That was always my one thing. Like I hated showing my legs unless they were shaved. But it's like, okay, let me see what this leg hair do. Like, I don't know. Like I hate my legs. Like, so little things like that, and just really trying to, figure out what I wanted. And I would like bite some cool dudes that I felt like, okay, see, you wouldn't fuck with me if I wore makeup. You wouldn't fuck with me at all if you really peeped kind of like how feminine I am in nature. And I played that fence for a very long time, very shamefully, actually. I wasn't happy with myself. And up until I made the decision to do the hormones and really just completely, you say, okay, bitch, let me gather this, let me bring this back where I want it, where I remember it to be. Because I never forgot, I'm always going to be feminine,
So what decision what was the decision that made you want to stop taking them?
Well, what made me want to stop taking them was there was just a big mental shift. I think I started to feel really like low, depressed, really moody, manic. I was always up or down. Like I was I was dating a guy at the time, and my relationship with him, I completely fucked up. It was all my doing because I just, I couldn't get a grip on my emotions. Really.
When did you start feeling the emotional side effects?
Gosh, when did I start feeling the emotional side effects? I want to say the end of, so I was on hormones for a total of like, I think 2.5 years. Towards the end of toward the end of 2016, I want to say. Like, yeah, towards the end of 2016.
So how long had you been?
Since like after high school, like a couple months after high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you know the possible side effects?
Absolutely. I Googled it. I'm a Google queen. I Google everything, and I trust Google. Google's very reliable to me. So yeah, I knew the side effects, and but I think at that point I was getting more than I was supposed to be given. My doctor was giving me 40 milligrams, or the little nurse rather, and it's legally only permissible to give a trans person, of male or female, 20 milligrams injection of the hormone Valorate, maybe testosterone or estradiol. So they were giving me a leg up that I didn't even fucking need. So there's that component as well. The shadiness in some of these clinics and these little doctor's offices that'll take your insurance and just pump you because you're a trans woman that, you want to be fishy and you want it now, and they don't give a fuck. So, I fell into a depression. And I didn't leave my house for weeks. I didn't want to do shit. I wanted to, but didn't really feel like it didn't. And
you had nobody to talk to?
Nobody to talk to. I wasn't really trying to talk to nobody. I mean, my friend Pluto, he was a best friend of mine. He's actually straight, and he was always really comforting to me. I've known him for years. So he would come over here and there. But for the most part, I didn't even want to be bothered with him. Just.
And so D was saying, like, so when you got off, like, so what was the so you got off, and then how was it?
Oh,
and why?
So
and
like the specific. I clearly didn't answer the fucking question specifically. The reason was because I stopped the hormones, but I didn't stop taking the anti-androgen, which is a testosterone blocker. So now it's to the point where my endocrine system is getting no hormones. So then I started suffering from bone density loss.
Oh shit.
So then I'm like, okay, I'm depressed. I'm in bed. Okay, well now, bitch, I can't get up. So and now it's like, okay, what the fuck? So I call my grandma, and she's off into holistic medicine. She went and did the medicine shit in Seattle and things like that. She thinks she's Dr. Savvy girl. So I call her, and so she's just like, you need to go and hoop and holler at your doctor and get him together and tell him he needs to put you on calcium, vitamin D, this and that. So I go get off the anti-androgens, start taking the hormones little by little, and then wane off the pills. And then I started working out. I started eating right, juicing. I started feeling fit, getting better, and took on fitness a little bit. Bought some equipment and stuff like that. Got my body tight and right. I was still kind of thick from them hormones. Them hormones had me thick, y'all. I just need y'all to know. That's what they do. They will make the fat deposits in your body shift.
So wait, going back to that real quick, because I really wanted to know.
Okay.
You didn't have an urge to want to be a woman. You just wanted to be a feminine built guy.
Yes.
So that was the real reason that you wanted to do that. I didn't really know. So you wanted to just get you just wanted to gain some hips, some curvature.
Right.
Yeah.
Some curvature.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I wanted to give the illusion, you feel me? And I did. When I put them clothes on, it made sense. I'm like, okay, I see it now. At first, I was like, I don't see this shit. Taking them pills, I was like, I'm not going to see anything. This is some bullshit. Why am I even doing this? But once I started getting them injections, or even before that, when the titties came in, I was like, oh, shit. I was like, okay. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, oh, bitch. And these are not going down.
Okay, when they stopped, when you stopped, did you want that to go away?
I never wanted them in the first place. If I could have been flat chested with everything else going completely awry, that would have been great.
But you knew that there was a possibility of them coming. But you didn't really trust you were like, this shit ain't really working. So you didn't think it was gonna come.
Right. I'm like, let me take my little pills. I'm gonna keep taking them. This ain't really gonna do shit. This is funny actually. And then I'm like, okay, wait, I'm feeling tingling. I'm feeling burning. I'm feeling prickly sensations. And now these motherfuckers are expanding. Now they popping. Now I got mosquito bites. Oh shit, I need a bra. Period.
So then you got a bra.
And so then I got a bra. Then I got some panties to match. And then but yeah, and it just but no. So got fit, and I just decided that I would never do that again. If I want to be feminine, I'm just gonna work my body and get that money up and lay on that table in the DR.
Is that something that you plan on doing?
I don't say I plan on doing it. I don't have no money to be planning on doing shit.
But I'm saying, if you had the money, would you do that?
I would, absolutely, definitely.
What would you do? What would you get?
I would get my body curved out. Definitely, it's like a body sculpting that they would use.
I've seen
fillers.
it. I've seen the women who get their body sculpted.
Yeah, and
there's
then
a
they
whole page for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like $200.
And look, and I got a coupon. Listen. I got a Groupon. I'm bringing two of my friends.
For real, all them Dominican women, y'all be thinking just born with ass.
Nah.
No, they're doing a really good job.
They're doing a really good job. And they be built thick like that anyway, and they just slim it down a little bit in the right places.
Nah, some of them didn't have no ass. I seen them.
Oh, yeah, they be flat and they be crinkled looking, frumpy. They be looking flumpy. That's my word, by the way.
Like these units of measurements.
Just
flumpy,
wide,
yeah.
Just wide, no kick out.
Crepey. The booty just denty. Just... It ain't right.
I mean, yeah, I've seen a few, man. One of my favorites, Stephanie Santiago, she did that. No. What did she do? She had the fat move she had the fat move.
Filled it up.
From her stomach or something to her ass. But she already had ass. She just really got her waist really thin, which looks, I know they want that look with the really thin waist and the big hips and ass, but it don't look natural enough for me. I don't like that, man.
A thick woman is built different. When you see a real nicely, classically built Southern woman, specifically, like the build is like no other. Like the waist is tiny, it's small, but it's still statuesque.
Yeah,
you feel me? It got some stature to it.
It doesn't look like you pulled the belt like to its
It's not no weird
like
ass
the cartoon
exactly.
shit.
It's not like parentheses. Like that's not it. That's not it. You want to be able to grip the skin of the fucking waist and the love handle. There needs to be some handle to love. Period. And if you get that sucked out, then bitch, you failed.
Well, I remember. I don't know what else. I do remember first meeting you
about.
though, and we would have discussions about because I was so confused about like what exactly do you want or what are you trying to get, and I remember we had this argument because I overstepped my bounds, and I was just like, I remember I was like, I don't know, I'm just saying who I was when I was 21 is just somebody that I ain't now. I just wish they would have gave that to you later, you know, just so you can know if that's what you really wanted to do. And you was like flipped out, and then I had to apologize because that was just like I didn't know you well enough to be saying that to you. And then that's when you were like, yeah, I also been on these hormones and been flipping the fuck out. Like I can't.
Is that when I told you?
No. Because I knew you was on them before, and then that's what we were talking about before, and then that's when I stated what.
Yeah. No, and that's what I came to at the end of the day was that like you were all right, and that's how I knew that you really cared because I don't even remember what the fuck you were saying honestly because I tuned that shit out. But I'm pretty sure it was some really cool shit that I needed to hear, and thank you because but I got hot in the moment. I think probably because I just felt cornered and couldn't answer the question. And I do that sometimes, and I've always been like that because of my experiences being young and doing what my mama told me and trying to greet people kindly like that and actually being turned away. And, people used to bully me sometimes at elementary specifically.
I got a question because you brought up your mom multiple times, but early on you said that your aunt raised you. So what's the relationship with your mom?
My mom is my aunt.
Oh, okay. Thanks
Surprise!
For the
plot twist.
Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah, so she's my mom. I like to just specify for the sake of just like timeline,
and technicalities.
Technicality, but otherwise she's my mother. She's my mom. She raised me. But yeah, she.
I know somebody who's listening like, wait, I thought his aunt. Okay. I'm so cool.
No. Of course, I have a biological mother, and she's present. She's cute, and she's there. She's very young, and but yeah, my mom still stands. She's a queen.
Okay.
Both of them.
And I know D wanted to talk. We wanted to know like, all right, so you get your makeup done or whatever. Like when you go out. What is how does the public see you? Like, what do you get from the public? Like,
I mean,
I know it depends on the area, but what's
usually in general, white men are very friendly. I will say that white men are very friendly to me. Like, if I smile at them, anytime, smile, acknowledge, they'll smile and acknowledge me back. So that's just funny and interesting to me. Like, that's something I know. I'm all about social experiments, so I do little shit like that just to note it. Latino women, they be staring the house down. They be staring me all in my fucking face. I'd be like, what are you looking at?
You say that?
No, I say it in my head.
Damn it.
I be wanting to say it out loud, though, but sometimes I jiggle my head like, bitch, like, what are you looking at? But for the most part, I mean, I don't know. People are cool. I mean, because it's what can you do? It's the same way as if I was super grungy, looking like Marilyn Manson with the queer looking eye, and I'm all like crypty looking, like super tall, hunched over. What the fuck can you do? Like,
living
with a face be, and then my face is pretty. Like at the end of the day, that's what it all boils down to. If I'm gonna be conceited about the shit, like I have a nice face. Okay, my face is nice. My makeup is symmetrical. It's even. The shit is flattering to look at. Okay. I'm soft. I'm small built. I'm light. I'm friendly, bitch, and I give, and you like it.
Okay,
don't do that.
But when you lived on the 88th and Western or Vermont.
Oh, and I lived over there. I mean,
did you ever?
I never got any weird encounters like that.
So did you have your makeup done over that way?
I would go into the barber shop and book an appointment with the same nigga with my face slightly beat, and he would watch for my eyebrow when he would be edging me up with that straight razor. I mean,
so you ain't. That's
he would just be like, he come, I walk up, he hit the blunt because he just pulling up. He go in, shake my hand, and I sit down. And I mean, of course, niggas is gonna get their first little looks. You get what I'm saying? Like, okay, who is this coming to sit up in here? And I guess people get that I'm not from around there usually, and I guess people expect that now in those areas. Like they just, like, okay, he's just coming to get his haircut, whatever. So it's not really like I don't get too much negative attention like that. I didn't.
So different, man. It warms my heart. I really do feel good to hear that because that's you know, it's just moving it.
Nah, man.
It's not my experience and I'm not that
He
much
fucked
older.
my head up, though.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. He fucked it up 2 different times. Yeah, he did. He was irresponsible.
I'm sorry. But yeah, I remember when I was in high school, there was only one other dude that was actually out, and then like 12 dudes that were probably just, you know, in the closet. And
You make sure you counted all of the asses up.
I did. I just never had just like to have any example in my immediate circle would have been, you know, nice. You know what I mean? Yeah, but that's cool.
Yeah, that's really great.
But yeah, you do makeup services, by the way. He's beat this face quite a few times. And yeah. What was your social media again?
My social media is the #1 boy, #2 beat. So it'd be numerical word. And I do makeup. I beat face. I'm skin complexion maven. I get it going. So you can just DM me if you have any questions or you want to consult. Yeah, you can go from there. So.
Joe, you got some more questions for Marcus?
Nah, man, I think we covered a lot, man. I think this was a really good interview. I enjoyed this.
I really thank you for coming on. Like, this is a different point of view that ain't mine, you know?
Thank you so much. Yeah. I really appreciate it. I think it's important for us to have these conversations and, you know, just to see the different sides of people, you know, gay, straight, you know, black, and of all other, you know, parts of the world, what have you, just, you know, seeing what's up and what we do and how we do it, and you know.
Hey, and lastly, before we leave, man, because you are from Chicago, I do want to touch on it real quick.
Yeah.
People are freezing to death.
They are freezing to death. They had that whole Arctic chill come through the Midwest and hit, you know, Wisconsin, Minnesota, like Chicago, like Ohio, like all that. I mean, negative 59 wind chill.
It's crazy.
I can't remember that. Like, that is some shit where you can't be outside.
Global warming is real.
And that's real. And you see that dumbass shit Trump said, too, about that?
It's
because it's cold, that means global warming isn't happening. Like,
he has no idea what global warming is.
Just believe. But I wanted to shout out Candace.
Please do.
Walker, what was it?
No, it's Candace Payne.
Candace Payne, thank you. Candace Payne. She took her time and donated her own money to house homeless people for like 4 days in Chicago. And she kind of started and created a movement because people wanted to start investing their time, their space, their travel, their vans, their money to, you know, to help out and housing the homeless community in Chicago. And that saved some lives, I know.
And it's really dope because she's not like a big time person.
No, she's not wealthy.
She's a real estate agent, but she, you know, she's just a good person.
Sister, man, thank you.
And she
so
started
much.
this and it spread.
Yeah.
So hopefully good acts like that continue to spread and we stop beating up people just because they're different. And,
It just tells you the power of just how much people want to do something sometimes. They just need a vehicle, a will to take them there to do it.
A little inspiration.
You know, a little inspiration, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what she was for people.
Man. And shit, I appreciate y'all for listening again, man. We're bringing these at you, trying to get way more consistent than we have been. So, you know, just be on the lookout. We're going to keep them coming.